The Halloween movie franchise has been incredibly successful, and its complicated timeline and storytelling are worth exploring. Before you decide if you want to watch some of them this Halloween, let's break down the timeline so you can decide where to pick it up. There will be major plot spoilers in this, so if you want to avoid that, just like and move on. On a cold Halloween night in 1963, the seemingly peaceful town of Haddonfield, Illinois, was shaken by an unspeakable act. 6-year-old Michael Myers, wearing a clown costume, brutally murdered his teenage sister Judith. This horrific event cast a long shadow over the town, forever branding the date with fear. Michael was immediately apprehended and confined to Smith's Grove Sanitarium. Dr. Sam Loomis, a psychiatrist assigned to Michael's case, recognized a profound evil within the young boy. For 15 years, Michael remained institutionalized. He was eerily silent, his true thoughts and motivations a chilling mystery. Dr. Loomis, haunted by Michael's dark potential, dedicated himself to understanding the depths of the boy's depravity. He sensed that Michael's evil was not merely a product of his environment, but something more primal and sinister. Then on October 30th, 1978, as Halloween approached once more, Michael escaped. He returned to Haddonfield, his presence heralding a night of unimaginable terror. The cycle of violence, dormant for years, was about to begin anew, leaving its bloody mark on the history of the town and its inhabitants. Before we move on, please like, share and subscribe. Donning his now iconic white mask, Michael stalked the streets of Haddonfield. His targets, teenagers, particularly Laurie Strode, a babysitter unaware of the horrors that awaited. As the body count rose, Dr. Loomis, realizing the imminent danger, desperately pursued his escaped patient. He knew the depths of Michael's psychosis, the unrelenting evil that drove him. Unbeknownst to Michael, Laurie was his younger sister, given up for adoption after the tragedy of 1963. This connection, never fully realized by either sibling, would become a twisted thread in the tapestry of their intertwined fates. Laurie, resourceful and resilient, fought back against the masked figure, driven by a primal instinct to survive. Dr. Loomis intervened, shooting Michael multiple times, sending him tumbling from a second-story window. However, when Loomis looked down, Michael was gone, vanished into the night. The boogeyman had seemingly disappeared, leaving behind a trail of blood and unanswered questions. The second Halloween picks up immediately where the first film left off. Michael, wounded but not defeated, continued his pursuit of Laurie. The action shifted to the sterile halls of Haddonfield Memorial Hospital, where Laurie was taken for treatment. Michael, relentless in his pursuit, slaughtered anyone who stood between him and his target. Dr. Loomis, still in pursuit, uncovered a chilling truth. Michael's obsession with Laurie stemmed from a deeper, more ancient evil. A Celtic rune, the Curse of Thorn, was at play, compelling Michael to kill his bloodline. This revelation added a supernatural dimension to Michael's already terrifying nature. In a final confrontation, Loomis seemingly sacrificed himself to destroy Michael, engulfed in flames alongside his former patient. Laurie, the sole survivor, was taken away, forever scarred by the events of that night. The nightmare, though, was far from over. To support the channel, please consider buying one of these books by Ezra Wilson. They are good quality and make excellent gifts. The links are in the description. The Greek mythology coloring book also includes facts, so it is a fun way to learn about Greek mythology. There are 2 Christmas coloring books that would make excellent gifts for the upcoming holiday period. Back to the Halloween timeline. Years passed. Michael's reign of terror became the stuff of urban legend, a chilling tale whispered around campfires. Laurie Strode, unable to escape the trauma of that Halloween night, lived in fear of her brother's return. She eventually married and had a daughter, Jamie Lloyd, but her happiness was short-lived. When Jamie was very young, Laurie died, leaving her an orphan. Fate, it seemed, had other plans for the young girl. Michael, presumed dead after the events at the hospital, mysteriously reawakened. Drawn once more to Haddonfield, he set his sights on his niece Jamie, the last remaining link to his bloodline. A break in the cycle, a night of Samhain sorcery. The third Halloween season of The Witch, a departure from the Michael Myers narrative, took the franchise into a different direction. This standalone story explored the dark side of Halloween traditions, focusing on a sinister plot involving a mysterious mask maker and a deadly batch of Halloween masks. Conal Cochrane, the CEO of Silver Shamrock Novelties, planned to use a stolen ancient Celtic stone and microchips embedded in his mass-produced Halloween masks to unleash a deadly curse on the children of America. His plan was to sacrifice them in a ritualistic mass murder on Halloween night, a twisted tribute to the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain. Dr. Daniel Chalice, a skeptical doctor, uncovered Cochrane's scheme and, in a race against time, managed to stop the broadcast of the triggering jingle. This prevented a nationwide tragedy, but the chilling events of Halloween 3 served as a reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of seemingly innocent traditions. The Return of Evil. Michael's grip tightens. Halloween 4. The return of Michael Myers brought the masked killer back to Haddonfield after a brief hiatus. This time his target was Jamie Lloyd, Laurie's young daughter who now lived with a foster family. Michael, seemingly invincible and driven by the curse of Thorn, continued his spree, terrorizing the town once again. Jamie, exhibiting a strange connection to her uncle, began experiencing terrifying visions and dreams. This psychic link between them added a disturbing layer to their already twisted relationship. Despite the best efforts of Dr. Loomis, who had miraculously survived the hospital fire, Michael remained a relentless force of evil. Halloween 5. The revenge of Michael Myers continued the saga, further exploring the connection between Jamie and Michael. The cycle of violence seemed inescapable, with Jamie, now institutionalized and traumatized, caught in the middle. A twisted family reunion, blood ties run deep. Halloween: The Curse of Michael Myers delved deeper into the mythology of the series, introducing the enigmatic Man in Black and the Cult of Thorn. It was revealed that the curse driving Michael's murderous rampage was not just a supernatural affliction, but a curse orchestrated by a secret society. This cult, seeking to control the power of the Thorn curse, had been manipulating Michael for years, using him as a tool for their own sinister purposes. The film introduced a new branch of the Strode family, Tommy Doyle, the boy Laurie babysat in the original Halloween. Now an adult, Tommy became Jamie's protector, determined to break the cycle of violence and uncover the truth behind the Curse of Thorn. New Nightmares. A fresh start, a familiar evil. 20 years later offered a fresh start for the franchise, ignoring the events of Halloween 4-6. Laurie Strode, having faked her death to escape Michael's reach, had reinvented herself as Kerry Tate, the headmistress of a private school. Haunted by her past, she lived in fear of her brother's return. Of course, Michael eventually found her, leading to a final showdown between brother and sister. H20 culminated in a seemingly decisive victory for Laurie, finally vanquishing her masked tormentor. However, Halloween Resurrection, a poorly received sequel, undid this closure. Michael, it turned out, had switched places with a paramedic, allowing Laurie to mistakenly behead the wrong man. This retcon, while controversial, paved the way for new stories, leaving the door open for Michael's inevitable return. A Time for Retribution, Haddonfield Remembers. Halloween Kills, a direct sequel to the 2018 film, shifted the focus from Laurie Strode to the town of Haddonfield. Picking up immediately where the previous film left off, it depicted a community forever marked by Michael's evil. As Michael continued his rampage, the residents of Haddonfield, fueled by fear, anger, and a thirst for revenge, banded together to hunt him down. The film explored themes of mob mentality, trauma, and the thin line between fear and fury. It also delved into the idea that some evils are so profound, so ingrained in the fabric of a community, that they can never truly be erased. The Undying Evil, Unmasking the Timeline. Unraveling the Halloween timeline is a daunting task, fraught with inconsistencies and retcons. However, if we view the franchise as a reflection of the enduring power of fear and the cyclical nature of violence, the discrepancies become less important. From the chilling simplicity of the original Halloween to the more recent explorations of trauma and societal anxieties, the Halloween films offer a unique perspective on the horror genre. Whether driven by a supernatural curse, a primal urge, or a combination of both, Michael Myers remains a potent symbol of the darkness that lurks beneath the surface of everyday life. The Halloween timeline, much like the evil it depicts, continues to evolve, mutate, and defy easy categorization. The boogeyman, it seems, is destined to haunt us for years to come. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and order books by Ezra Wilson on Amazon.